right, we know that school choice has become a huge deal, and Arizona has kind of led the country in that direction. And COVID really made this move even faster as families were looking for other ways to educate their children. It's hard to navigate. You've got homeschooling and micro schools and charter schools and private schools and ESAs. And what's the best way to navigate that system if you're looking for alternatives for your children or one of your children? And one of the people I love to talk with whenever this topic comes up is Jenny Clark from Love Your School. Jenny, it's great to talk with you again.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm always glad to be here.
Let's start off with the parent that's out there that is looking at the school system as is for whatever reason. Their child is not excelling in the school where they are, and they're looking for alternatives. They've heard about ESAs. What's the first step that they need to take?
Well, the first step that they should take is mapping out what are their goals for their children. A lot of times families will come to us, with a problem like, hey, my child's in fourth grade and not reading at grade level. What can you do to help? So we always tell families, what are you looking for? Classical education? Are you looking for something innovative and online or AI powered? Is your child behind? Are they ahead? Are you looking for advanced placement? Because then we can offer our personalized support free of cost, since we're a nonprofit, to those Arizona families looking for education options.
So I love school choice, the ESA program. I like that parents have options, but we both realize that the majority of Arizona's children will be educated in the public school system. What needs to happen so that our public schools are more often than not preparing children for the real world?
Yes, I mean, that's a great question, Mike. Because I've shared this before, I'm a graduate of Arizona Public Schools. I went to Shadow Mountain High School and did Paradise Valley Unified School District, kindergarten through 12th grade. It was great for me. But these days, so many children are different. They have unique needs. We know that more kids than ever have learning disabilities. And so, what I really want to see public schools do more of, since there are so many great public schools out there, is focusing on academics, right? I think that's the best marketing plan for any public school. What are your test scores? How are your students doing on the nation's report card reading scores? How are they doing in different ethnic segments, socio-demographics? How are students with disabilities doing in that school in reading and math? We need to just get back to basics instead of assuming that, a marketing plan is somehow going to fix a district's enrollment. It's not.
I think that most parents are not looking to be activists. They become activists if they run into problems. So if there is a parent out there that just wants to know, what is my children's school teaching them? What are they focused on? Who should they ask? What should they ask? Where should they look?
Absolutely. Such a great question. Well, you should go to the top. You should always feel like, as a parent, that you have access to the administration, both at your local school and at the school district. And parents really need to make sure that they are attending their school board meetings so that you can see what curriculum decisions are being made, how much is being spent, and where. And do the priorities of that district and your individual school, if you're in a public school, do they align with your values? If they don't, it's time for you to speak up or consider other options. That's something I talk to parents a lot about, Mike. They'll say, hey, I don't like what my school district is doing. And I'll say, do you have the energy to engage and advocate for your children and other children? Or based on your life, situation, do you want me just to give you options to go elsewhere? A lot of parents are weighing those decisions. And that's why, by the way, we see more kids switching between public district schools than we do leaving for Arizona's ESA program. Inter-district open enrollment dwarfs the number of families that are on the state's private school choice program because families are choosing other public school districts that they think are doing better for children.
Isn't it true that you can learn a lot by asking the question and how they respond to the questions? If you're going to someone with questions and they seem receptive to the question and they're truly trying to answer it versus a defensive answer, and they really, what we saw happen in some school districts during COVID with the questions about mask mandates and then curriculum, there was a lot of pushback in some districts. That tells a lot of the story, doesn't it?
It tells a lot of the story. And listen, we coach parents too. I used to be considered, a parent activist. We coach parents. Hey, seek to understand first. Assume that you might have everything wrong about what's happening in your classroom, in your school, or in your district. Seek first to understand. But then once you ask the questions, you should be getting clear, prompt, direct answers from those who are in charge. And if you're not getting that, or you're getting hostility, well, then the question is why?
Yeah, and I think more than anything, that's it, is when parents, I think that it's the fastest way to turn a parent into an activist is they feel like you're not responding to the concerns I have for my child in your school. I've always contended, I grew up in a neighborhood with kids that they went to the same elementary school, the same middle school, same high school. We went to the dances together. We went football games together, and we had the same common summer vacations together. We are still friends. I'm 58 years old. I have friends from my youth. That's ideal for most families. It takes a lot to have a parent pull their child out of that situation.
It really does. And I think that so many of us, myself included, we're a little bit nostalgic for that, right? Like that local neighborhood public school
Hmm.
where, everybody on the street went to the same school. That was my case, although my family did open enroll me actually in the district. We kind of long for that because we want those relationships and we want those families. But the world is changing. I mean, I was looking at some of the numbers recently. Arizona birth rates declined 22% in the last decade. I had no idea it was even that high. And so you're seeing people live more segmented lives, right, than their normal neighborhood. You're seeing parents being willing to drive farther for a better education. So the reality is things are just different. And parents, which is a good thing, have more control. So with more control, I believe we will start to see better outcomes for our students. Because right now, Mike, I got to tell you, I'm really worried that Arizona's math and reading scores, according to the latest Nation's report card, show that really only 1/3 of Arizona fourth graders are reading proficiently. I say that again and again because that is an absolute crisis that every parent, business owner, and citizen of Arizona should be worried about. We need to tackle that issue with every solution in the toolbox, and that includes school choice programs.
I agree with you 100%. So the parents that are out there listening right now that are hearing you for the first time and they're just learning about Love Your School, how can they find you, and then tell them how you can help them?
Well, we would love to help them. You can find us on our website, which is loveyourschool.org. You can fill out our intake form right there for anything. As basic as, hey, I think my kid has a learning disability or dyslexia. Can you help me figure out how to get a free evaluation? I want to homeschool. Can you recommend some curriculum? I'm interested in private school. I need to know about scholarships. Anything that you're dealing with in your child's K-12 education, we have parent support specialists trained to help get you a solution for your children, and we do it free of charge. You can also follow us on social media at Love Your School AZ.
You're the best. It is always great to speak with you. We'll come back soon. We'll do this, I hope, as often as we can to get parents educated on their children's education.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thank you. That is Jenny Clark spending a few moments with us. Love Your School. Look them up. They are a phenomenal resource. They are always willing to help.
Thanks for watching The Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch and listen to the new season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.